So settle in and pay attention because Claressa Shields may have just stepped into a situation that has nothing directly to do with Remy Ma. And honestly, the story behind how things reached this point is more interesting than whatever happens next. Before getting into the details, it's important to clear up the confusion that spread online earlier this week. Social media was full of people believing that Claressa Shields had once again taken fresh shots at Remy Ma. Screenshots were shared everywhere, discussions were non-stop, and many viewers quickly assumed another round of drama had started. But the reality was very different. The internet had aimed its attention at the wrong target. The post Claressa was responding to had nothing to do with Remy Ma at all. Instead, it involved someone many casual followers had never even heard of before. The name in question was Face Shot Leah, also known online as MBTA. She is a self-made street fighter whose viral clips have gathered millions of views, pushing her into combat sports conversations whether traditional experts approve or not. On paper, a world champion boxer exchanging words with a street fighter seems completely uneven, but somehow that is exactly where this situation landed. Everything started when a fan commented under a social media post suggesting that Claressa Shields was looking for smoke. As usual, the comments section quickly turned into a heated debate. People began arguing about who would win if the two ever faced each other in real life. That is when Face Shot Leah joined the conversation herself. Her response was sharp, confident, and impossible to ignore. She questioned whether Claressa truly had the level of power that her supporters often claim. She didn't stop there. Leah went further, saying she had already taken bare-knuckle punches from a 200-pound man without being shaken. She also pointed out her own background in wrestling and grappling, making it clear she believed she had the skills to handle herself in a fight. Then she made the comment that completely changed the tone of the discussion. She claimed she had watched Claressa struggle against what she called a lower-level MMA opponent, and still come out looking overwhelmed. The fight she was referring to was almost certainly the well-known Abigail Montez bout, a clip that often resurfaces online. In that match, during the final moments, Montez managed to secure top control and land heavy ground and pound strikes while Claressa Shields remained underneath. The referee did not stop the fight, and it was not a knockout, but the visual impact was enough for critics to keep replaying it. For someone with Claressa's reputation for dominance in boxing, those images became an easy talking point for online debates. Another moment people often bring up is her fight against Hannah Gabriels, where Claressa was knocked down in a professional boxing match. Even though she recovered and continued her career at a high level, critics still use that moment as evidence in arguments against her. Together, these two moments have been repeatedly circulated online, shaping how some people view her transition into MMA and her overall combat ability. Because of this history, Leah's confidence was not coming out of nowhere. She was referencing clips and moments that have already been heavily discussed and replayed across social media for years. Once her comments spread, the situation escalated quickly. People began tagging Claressa Shields, sharing screenshots, and pushing the debate even further into the spotlight. It didn't take long before Claressa decided to respond directly. Her response was detailed and emotional, showing that she clearly took the comments seriously. She insisted that she had never been truly dominated in competition, and explained that her MMA loss came during a learning phase, while she was still adjusting to a completely different sport. She also challenged Face Shot Leah to present any championship achievements that matched her own record in boxing, making a clear comparison between their backgrounds. Then came the moment that changed the tone of everything. Claressa referred to Face Shot Leah as a tomato can. In boxing culture, that term is highly disrespectful. It is used to describe a fighter seen as weak, inexperienced, or easy to defeat. While it may sound like a simple insult to outsiders, within combat sports it carries a strong negative meaning that suggests someone is not a serious competitor at all. This single phrase instantly intensified the entire situation, turning a social media argument into a much bigger public clash. In this moment, Claressa Shields took things a step further by using a phrase that instantly shifted the tone of the entire situation. She called Face Shot Leah a tomato can. In boxing language, that term is not mild or casual at all. It is a harsh insult used for fighters who are seen as weak, inexperienced, or not worth serious competition. In simple terms, it means someone considered irrelevant inside the sport. So when Claressa used that word on social media while thousands of people were watching the exchange in real time, it carried weight far beyond a normal online insult. What makes the situation even more interesting is the timing. The moment she labeled Face Shot Leah in that way, she unintentionally created something that could follow her long after this argument fades. The internet does not forget phrases like that. In fact, it often takes them and runs with them in unexpected ways. Now there is a real chance that tomato can become a repeated joke, a meme, or even a tag that people attach to her future posts. What was meant to dismiss someone else may end up circling back toward her in comment sections, podcasts, reaction videos, and debates. In trying to lower Leah's status, she may have sparked a viral label that sticks to her own name instead. It is the kind of situation where a quick emotional response turns into a long-term online echo. After that, the focus shifted again when Claressa posted a gym video. For anyone who follows her career, this pattern is familiar. Whenever she faces criticism or online pressure, she often responds by going to the gym, standing in front of a heavy bag, and speaking directly to the camera. These clips are usually meant to show confidence and strength, but depending on how people interpret them, they can also look like reactions driven by frustration. This time was no different in structure, only different in context. In the video, she appeared wrapped in training gear and spoke about street fighters in general. She positioned herself as someone who would represent their consequences, almost like a warning to anyone who doubts her abilities. She reminded viewers that she has experience beyond professional boxing, and that she can handle herself in physical situations. She made it clear that she does not care about reputation, background, or online confidence from others. In her view, the gym is her territory, and she is always prepared for challenges. However, because of the ongoing online debate and constant mentions of other names, many viewers misunderstood who she was talking about. A large number of people assumed she was directing her comments toward Remy Ma, even though the situation was unrelated. Social media quickly took the clip and built entire theories around it. People replayed it, searched for hidden meaning, and created reaction content based on assumptions rather than facts. This is how simple statements often turn into larger internet narratives. The reality, though, was different. Her message was primarily aimed at Face Shot Leah, whose name had recently become tied to serious and controversial allegations circulating in combat sports discussions. Leah's background outside of social media added even more weight to the situation. Reports and public records have linked her to a criminal case involving a violent incident outside a retail location in East Point, Michigan. According to available information, the case involves multiple charges, including second-degree murder and assault with intent to murder. The incident allegedly began as an argument that escalated into violence, resulting in fatalities and injuries. Because of these circumstances, the situation is no longer just about online arguments or combat sports pride. It carries real-world seriousness that goes far beyond typical influencer or athlete disputes. That is why Claressa calling her a tomato can become such a controversial moment. It was not just a sports insult thrown in a playful rivalry. It was directed at someone facing extremely serious legal accusations. From there, the tension continued to grow. Claressa updated her online presence, posting stronger and more aggressive captions that matched the energy of the ongoing conflict. At the same time, Face Shot Leah refused to step back. She responded with claims about her long experience in wrestling and fighting, saying she has trained against both men and women and can handle pressure from any opponent. She also challenged Claressa directly, suggesting a face-to-face meeting and even pushing the idea of turning the situation into a public event. The situation became even more chaotic when other public figures and fans joined in. Screenshots circulated rapidly, comment sections filled up with reactions, and the discussion spread across platforms. Even unrelated celebrity names started appearing in the conversation, adding more confusion and turning a simple disagreement into a viral internet story. At this point, what started as a misunderstanding has turned into a mix of sports pride, online ego, and real-world controversy. Whether anything physical ever comes from it is uncertain, but the digital impact is already clear. The fact that Claressa Shields actually acknowledged the challenge immediately became the biggest talking point in the entire situation. From one angle, many fans will naturally come to her defense. They will say the gym video was simply a display of confidence, discipline, and mental toughness. They will also argue that Face Shields crossed a line by disrespecting someone with Claressa's level of achievement. When you look at her career, it is hard to ignore what she has already accomplished. Very few fighters in the sport have reached her level of success, and her medals, titles, and world championships speak for themselves. Those supporters believe her reaction is justified, and that her legacy should not be questioned because of online arguments. But even with all of that in mind, there is still a bigger question hanging over the entire situation. At what point does constantly responding to online challenges stop looking like confidence and start looking like a repeated pattern? This is not something that began recently. Over time, Claressa has been involved in public back-and-forth moments with several well-known names. She has clashed with Remy Ma, exchanged heated comments with Amanda Serrano, and also had viral arguments with podcast hosts, critics, and online personalities who would normally never get a response from a champion of her level. A pattern has started to form. It usually begins with frustration, followed by a gym video or a direct response. Then come changes in captions, profile updates, and stronger statements meant to project dominance. Each cycle adds another layer to her public image, but it also raises the same question every time. Who is the message really meant for? Is it for the critics, the opponents, or the audience watching online? Face Shields seemed to understand this dynamic from the very beginning. She did not approach the situation with politeness, but she also did not come unprepared. She was aware of the clips that critics often use against Claressa, including the Abigail Montez fight and the Hannah Gabriel's knockdown. She used those exact moments in her comments, showing that she knew which points would trigger the strongest reaction. That approach did not feel random. Instead, it looked intentional, almost like she was studying the narrative and using it against Claressa in real time. However, none of this guarantees that an actual fight will ever happen. In reality, professional athletes cannot just step into unsanctioned fights without serious consequences. There are licensing rules, insurance issues, and promotional contracts that make such situations extremely complicated. Sponsors also tend to distance themselves from anything that could damage their image. Because of all these factors, a real physical confrontation between Claressa Shields and Face Shields is highly unlikely, no matter how intense the online exchanges become. Still, perception works differently from reality. The image of a world champion publicly asking where someone wants to meet, especially while the other person is involved in serious legal accusations, creates its own kind of story online. People react to what they see, not always what is actually possible behind the scenes. That is why this situation keeps growing even without any real development in the background. At the same time, the role of Remy Ma in all of this cannot be ignored. With just a small comment, she once again managed to place herself near the center of the discussion without fully engaging in it. That has been a recurring pattern. She says very little, but the internet fills in the rest. As a result, her name keeps appearing in updates, reaction videos, and breakdowns connected to Claressa's controversies. Even when she is not directly involved, she becomes part of the storyline. One of the most repeated criticisms in all of this is about decision-making. Many observers argue that Claressa needs to be more selective about who she engages with online. The concern is not about her ability, but about her focus. First, it was exchanges with a major rapper, then viral debates with fighters and influencers, and now involvement with a street fighter whose situation carries far more serious real-world consequences. Each time, the attention shifts away from her achievements and toward the drama surrounding her responses. This raises a broader issue about how athletes are viewed in the social media era. Instead of being seen only for their performance inside the ring, they are often judged by their online interactions. Viral clips, captions, and comment sections sometimes become more important to the public than championships themselves. Once that happens, it becomes difficult for any athlete to fully control their own narrative. Looking ahead, each person in this situation seems to be moving in their own direction. Face Shields continues to post and respond, keeping momentum on her side. Claressa is likely to keep defending herself, as she has done in the past. Remy Ma remains on the edge of the conversation, benefiting from attention without directly stepping into it. Meanwhile, social media continues to connect all their names together, feeding the cycle of content, reactions, and commentary. Right now, one thing is clear. What started as confusion about who was being addressed has turned into a much larger discussion about image, reputation, and control in the digital age. And as long as the internet keeps pushing the story forward, it will continue evolving whether the people involved want it to or not.